Sweet Mother Mary. Hello everybody, and Hot Toys has dropped an absolute nuke on us, ladies and gentlemen. We have a load of news to get through and not a lot of time, so let's get into it. So, they have announced more Rotta the Hutt figures in terms of product photos, and it's looking spicy, baby. It's looking beautiful, baby. So let's break it down. Let's have a look-see-doodle. We can now see his full beefiness. Now, it's interchangeable arms instead of seamless body. You can still see the seam lines. You can see his pectorals have a seam line. But it makes sense. He is one big beefy slug. How are you going to make that thing move? Unless he's a massive pile of silicon. I don't know how that was going to work. So interchangeable arms makes sense. But his articulation is going to be basically like a 5 POA figure. That being said, I love how it looks. I think he looks very mean and very green, and I find this really fun. The interchangeable arms are like slightly bent, so it looks like he's swinging, or it looks like he's doing his muscle man pose. He's cheering for the crowd. Jeremy Allen White is bearing it up, baby, and I think he looks glorious. Now, to save my sanity, I did not look at the price, but we do look at his size, and he is a beefy boy. He isn't as tall as I was expecting, but if you even added like an inch on that bad boy, it's gonna add like $100. So I mean, hey, I think it looks great. Rotatey eyeballs and a slightly rotatey head. I don't know how that's gonna work in terms of breaking up the silhouette, but you kind of can do it. You can clearly see the breakup in the body mold, but the textures on him look beautiful. The decals on him look great. The scarring, that metal thing on the back of his head, why not? It looks fun. Stinky has had a glow up, and the boy is yoked, and you've got to respect the hustle. And in Hot Toys form, I think this looks glorious. I don't know how many people are going to buy this. I don't know how many people are actually excited for this part of the film, or if they just want to see Din beat up a slug. But I think this actually comes with a lot more than I was expecting. A lot more hands and a lot more arms, I suppose. I think it looks really fun. A really fun, really interesting release. But this isn't the only thing they released. We got B1 battle droids, baby! We are back in the Clone Wars era. Din hates droids, but I do not. We're not going to say the C word on this channel. We do not discriminate against these boys. These are looking stunning. I love B1 battle droids. I think they look sick. The weathering effects on them. And because they're on the STAP, you get that articulation. You get that bendiness. So it looks like he's shutting down or he's powering up. I love that. I think these look glorious. I hope they do a release where it's just the battle droid, again, instead of the battle droid and STAP. Kind of like we saw with Anakin Skywalker and the STAP. But I think this looks great. Light up STAPs, I think they're really fun. They do take up a lot of space in your collection, but this might be something I pick up because I love how these look. And the more film-based STAP look instead of the Clone Wars one where it's all blue, I love this one a lot more, I'm not gonna lie. And I suppose you could recreate it and make like a film version where you get your Revenge of the Sith Anakin, put him on the STAP, and then you have your little nod to Clone Wars. Why not? The world is your oyster, ladies and gentlemen. But I love this release, and unfortunately for my wallet, this might be a pickup because this looks really, really fun. I love the textures, I love the weathering. I also just love B1 battle droids. Give me more droids. Now, keeping in the Clone Wars theme, we got Clone Commando Fixo, baby. The Fixer is here, and he is another exclusive. Why did they make the squad exclusives? I don't understand. I cannot comprehend it. Now, he looks incredible. Sev looked incredible. I don't think I spoke about him on the channel, because the exclusives for the Clone Commandos does my absolute nut in. Why do they keep doing this? These sell out immediately. You could have made these mainline releases and they would have done incredible. So just out of pure spite, we are kind of just going to glance past this damn thing. Annoying, frustrating, evil. Evil, Hot Toys, evil, bad. I shame you. I shame you for doing such a horrible business decision. But it does look good, and Sev looked amazing, and I'm just upset. But moving onwards, we have Queen Amadala, and this looks incredible. The likeness is incredible. The hair looks wild. Like, this looks beautiful. And not in the creepy way that a lot of toy collectors go, oh, the figures are beautiful. No, just the actual figure artistry is great. The little bulbs on the bottom of the dress there, they light up with LEDs. But it's not button cell, it's USB. What? Game changer, incredible. We love that. This figure is going to be one of those things where I don't think a lot of people may buy it. But the people who do, ooh, this is going to stand out in your collection like a goddamn dream. That Phantom Menace collection will be going hard. And I love how this looks. The hair, I can't tell if it's a mixture of like soft goods artisan style, if it is fully artisan, or a bit of plastic. Your boy's a bit blind, so forgive me on that one. But I will say this is looking beautiful. The headdress looks stunning. This is going to be one of those figures that really pop on your display. Like, people are going to look at this and go, wow. Because not many figures, everybody buys like all the cool, tactical, aesthetic figures. This thing's it's gonna stand out. It's gonna be nice. But going back to tactical, we got the AT-AT or AT-AT driver. I love this thing. So we're gonna get into a little bit of a lore nod from me. Now, the reason why I love AT-AT drivers is because they made a little fan film. Well, it's not even little. They made like a fan film years ago now called Bucketheads. And the AT-AT driver section is probably my favourite in that entire thing, and I rewatch that constantly. So yes, I love the AT-AT drivers. I think their helmets are awesome, and the fact we're getting more, not only just in the Mandalorian and Grogu, and in Hot Toys, it makes me happy, baby. And I think this looks wonderful. Now, in Hot Toys fashion and in Disney remnant fashion, there's probably going to be parts of this armour that's out of place, and things mixed about and all that stuff. Off the top of my head though, I can't really see anything. Maybe the belt's upside down, who knows? Justin's collection will probably point this out in his breakdowns. But to me, I'm just gonna glaze the thing. I'm gonna put the thing in a jar. I love how this thing looks, bro. This looks magical, this looks whimsical. It gives me the Empire Strikes Back vibes, and I need more of it. And I'm gonna get more of it because I need this thing. I love the good troopers. I probably shouldn't call them the good troopers. That's leaning into the propaganda. But no, this looks really fun. This has been a massive day for releases for Hot Toys. They're leaning up to Mandalorian and Grogu just like I am. And they are extending how many figures are already in this line. And you know what? I don't blame them for that. This is a great way to get more troopers out. And it looks sick. There's a load of options here. There's a lot of hands. There's a load of gloves. There's a load of blasters. And say what you want, I love how the AT-AT driver helmet looks. I've always thought it was sick. The up-armored, like, the bucket. I love it. But yeah, honestly, I recommend checking out Bucketheads and all those, like, types of fan films. They did one that's in the style of Cops as well. Sick. They're all sick. Stormtroopers are awesome. And the fact that we're getting more on the Hot Toys line, I always love. So, yes, buy things. Capitalism. Yes, this is glorious. And it gets me so excited for the Mandalorian Grogu. We have not long to wait at all. And I just need them. But my wallet is crying. I'm kind of crying as well, seeing how many they released today. Whew, it is. I'm out of breath. This is a lot of figures. We have Rotta, we have AT-AT drivers, we have battle droids and STAPs. We have Queen Amadala. All of these are big boy releases, or big Queen energy, and they just dropped it, and it's like, yeah, here you go. And then, yeah, Fixer, but, lot of figures. You've got to let me know your thoughts, because sweet Mother Mary, I have so many thoughts, I'm slightly overwhelmed, but this is good news. This is very good news indeed, and unless you're a banker, then this is bad news. This is bad news indeed. Prepare those overdrafts. Whew. It's a busy day, and this just gets me more excited for Star Wars figures and Star Wars news, and there is a lot to break down. And yeah, it's a lot of money, but these are beefy figures with a beefy price point. But I've got to say, I'm in love, except for Fixer, because the exclusive thing kills my soul. But by the by, this is glorious. Star Wars is glorious. And are you picking up any of these figures, or are you crying from the distance because your bank can't take this noise? Much love, everybody. Sweet Mother Mary, I'm gonna go pass out. Whew.